Hey YouTube, welcome back to another video. Thank you for coming back to my channel. Today I am going to try to stay focused. I have so many talking points in my head right now that I'm just trying to okay, which one is more important? Maybe I'll make several videos and I'll upload them in the same, you can be like, wash. Got 2 or 3 different videos in the same look. Not because my video was disconnected, but I just have so much I'm excited to share. One thing about it is changing your mind. I feel like changing your mind is one of those things that I think being able to make decisions, or what's your philosophy, what do you believe in, what's your niche, what's your focus, what's who you are and how you show up, can lock people in sometimes. Not just in your personal life, but as you show up. I talk a lot about single motherhood, and I touch on relationships just a little bit as far as dating. But the main focus is self-care and self-love. But sometimes I feel like, oh, it's worth noting if you are a single mother, or if you are a mother with younger children and you're starting this journey with this new framework to live through. And sometimes it's not. Like, let's not use that as a crutch, or let's not use that, I'm talking about motherhood in general. Let's not use that as you're not able to do certain things or move in a certain way, or is going to prohibit you, or you have to. Let's not make excuses because you have children in any shape or form. Does it create certain things that you need to work around and consider? Absolutely. Am I able to do everything I want to do all at once? No. I definitely put my children first. I definitely have to take them into consideration with a lot of things. But it does not mean that I cannot have whatever I say I want, do whatever I say I want to do, and live my life for me. A lot of times, I think as being the bigger person, we'll stay in things that no longer serve us or where we're supposed to be because of the children. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Come on now. Oh, they're so young. Oh, they need this particular person in this dynamic. Oh, they need this. No, they don't. You could be saying that to not hold you to a certain level of get to moving. Create a plan, create action. What do you want? Work toward it. There's no rule out here, and there's no one, if you really were to do like a case study and look at people's lives and how they turn out, people's lives turn out, men and women, black and white, purple, green, no matter what your cultural background is, no matter where you were raised, people's lives are what they make it to be. People have retirements because they planned to have retirements. People have the best lives and go on vacations and do the things because they set things up so that things could work toward whatever it is. They created it. They set that up. They got a plan. They set the money aside. They did this, they did that, and it came. It doesn't just fall from the sky. So if you tell yourself these things, so it will be. So it will be. You have people that say, oh, I need to wait till my kids get to high school. Why? I can't do that because my kids is that and other. Why? Why? Does that mean we might have to have a family conference? Absolutely. Do your children maybe need to be informed and, sit down and let's talk about some things? What does mommy need? Where is my life taking me? And when you get grown and you got the money and you're able to move and flow like you want to flow, you can take your life wherever you want to take it. You can have a baby if you're too young, if you want to have a baby too young. You can date whoever. It's your life. I can't be mad at you. I'm just here. You come on now. We have these conversations when kids get 18, 19, early 20s. I know I did it. I had to sit down and tell my parents, okay, I know y'all but I did this. I made this decision. I made that decision. They're like, well, it's your life. Now, does that mean there not going to be consequences and because you don't know what you're doing? But can you imagine coming from a place of, you know what time it is? You're in your 30s. You've seen a couple things, you've lived a little, your money's coming up, you've got a new vision, you've got a new focus, you've got a handle on this thing, and you just so happen to have kids. Now, what direction are you going to move in? So it really doesn't matter. Yeah, you're a single mom, and so what? And I want to say from my experience, not to boost myself and come on here big-headed and cocky, but because I never felt this way. This is what I never felt about myself. I never believed about myself that there is a whole nother world out there, that all these other single people, younger people are living and experiencing, that I can't, because I have 2 young children. Not a man, not a trip, not because of, I have to consider logistics and times and things like that, absolutely. But I'm just saying, if I wanted it, I could have it some way, some form. It might even take me some time. It might even take me some time, but it doesn't mean I don't deserve it and I can't experience it. I've never had a man on a date tell me, young kids, it's a deal breaker for me. This has been great. You're a beautiful woman. I'm sure blah, 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 but this is a no-go. Why? Because I do not step out here. Whether I tell them I have children or not, that's another thing. I might wait 2 months to say, okay, I have something to tell you because of my own boundaries and for my safety. I do not always disclose that I have children. That has worked for me both ways. I've had people stop me in the store with my children right there. Not to be rude, ma'am. Not to be creepy, but blah, blah, blah. Are you married? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Lord. But you got this whole narrative on the internet and this buzz of like people that like have these, they're just knocking you down back to back because, you got kids and I can't deal with kids. I don't even come into contact with people like that. That's not how I feel about myself. That, now I have children, so my life is over, or I gotta wait. So, coming full circle, we're getting back to this book. I mentioned it before, but I wanted to come back because even if you're not a first-time mom, you might be on your second or third child, or you might be really settled into your routine, your family dynamic, whatever. You can lose grip of you in a course of a day, a week. The weeks turn into months, and you may not be still putting yourself first. I recommend this for moms at any stage of the game who just may need a refresher, because let me go back to my notes. I got my notes. There are several categories that I think the self-love and the self-care, it can be overwhelming if it isn't something that comes natural to you and it isn't something that you practice religiously. Okay, so you might need to get a planner. You might need to get a notebook. And if you're not a paper girl, use your cell phone, use your notes, use your calendar, and put this stuff as a priority at the beginning of every day. And you're going to need to tweak it. You may not work from home. You may not, you may have a commute. You may, whatever your lifestyle is, you need to prioritize fitting this stuff into your lifestyle so that you can be balanced. So what are the categories with the self-love and self-care? And again, the more you do this, it's going to become habit. It's not going to feel like, Lord, you've got this whole checklist of things to do and you have to sit down and check them off to be a balanced whole woman, with all these things going for yourself. It will become second nature. But it's your self-esteem, it's your intellect, it's your emotional well-being, it's your physical or beauty. They kind of go hand in hand. So, your health goals, your wellness, your health, your mental needs, your spiritual needs, your social needs, and your life goals and the direction of your life. I know that's a lot, but you can get a notebook and get a planner, and you can make this fun. Make this a challenge to yourself and use a book like this. It doesn't have to be this book, but use something to help you keep on track so that it can become, just like you get up and brush your teeth and wash your face and get your kids out the door and commit so much energy into a career as it should be with yourself. And there were some 2 points, this is further into the book, that I wanted to share. I'm going to let that ring. That I wanted to share that it really stood out to me. And I got to show you. It is titled, it's so bright, Not Just a Mom. Page 96. I feel like we're like a Bible study or something. But becoming a first-time mom can feel all-consuming. It can feel like you need to focus on all your energy on your new job. But it's important to remain connected to the parts of yourself that existed before motherhood. She talks about, you know, how she took you through some exercises in the prior chapter. And so she says she wants you to think about your values and goals, both as a mom and in your other roles. And she really wants you to focus on the things that help you feel happy and fulfilled. Happy and fulfilled. And then she's got some writing prompts. And that really just resonated with me because, yes, motherhood is a whole thing. It's a whole vibe. Absolutely. And it takes a lot out of you. But it can't take all of you out of you. It can't do, and even the role of a partner and co-parenting or being in this under the same roof with said individuals, whatever your dynamic is, you still need to let them know. You are a whole adult, and typically with them, they only got so many compartments that they do, and it's one at a time. And you know what their priorities are. They get up, they'll shave, go to work, come home. They gonna eat. They gonna make sure they eat. They gonna make sure they get the beers and the drinks with the guys. Take their golf trips. Have their game time. Whatever, you know. Get on that game. Go play basketball. There's no question what is important to them, but you can't look at them, the father of your children, or a boyfriend, or your fiance, or whoever, and expect him to give to you what you should be giving yourself. Okay? And they definitely can't be your fulfillment and your happiness. Come on now. And the next thing that I wanted to note from this book, got my little bookmarks here. This is page 125. Dividing the work. So that ties into my last point. It doesn't matter what your living situation looks like and what you got going on. And you may be like me. Autumn's father is not alive, so I don't have to work with him in that way. But there is still going to, for the mothers that this relates to, you got to divide the work. Supermom, we're not doing supermom anymore. We're not saying that, I do it better. He can't give the baby the bottle. He can't pick them up. He can't cook like I cook. He can't do, however they do it, them kids are going to be all right. Let it be daddy's way, stepdad's way, your boyfriend's way, and you got your way. Because you will need a break. And even if it's not a romantic interest, if you have friends and family that fill that gap and support you, do not leave them a list of 100 ways that you do it, how you do it, and all your quirks. Medication and actual needs. Okay, I get it. Okay, my baby only takes her bottle at 3 o'clock, and you got to have it at this angle or she won't eat. Fine, whatever. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about those kids are resilient. Kids bounce back. They're flexible. They get used to, at school, it's done this way. At home, they do it this way. At daycare, we do this. At the YMCA, we do that, blah, 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 blah. That little stuff doesn't matter at the end of the day. And so she says she has an activity, a breakdown, is designed to help people who are partnered to identify how certain daily tasks impact you, because you cannot do it all and you should not be expected to do it all. Let that man do his own laundry. I'm going back to the partners here. Because she breaks it down. She's got cooking, shopping, and other dishes, cleaning, remembering life stuff, birthdays, buying gifts, scheduling appointments. If you don't expect it, it ain't gonna come. Now, I dated a Pisces, and I thought I had died and went to heaven, because that man was very detailed oriented. He was very family oriented, and for all of my, I don't want to say weaknesses, but where I wasn't very strong at, he picked up the slack. So I did not cook and I did not clean. That was very nice. I did laundry. I got the girl stuff situated, but we had a very seamless way that we did life together. Everybody ain't gonna be with the Pisces. I don't know if that was just my Pisces, but and again, it may not just be a zodiac thing, but I noted that about him. But he was not someone that I had to, okay, how are we going to do this? You know, what's going to be the dynamic, blah, blah, blah. What do you expect? What are my expectations? How are we going to blend this family and do this? Because and what is special is you want a person that's going to come along in your life and say, okay, we have kids. If the relationship is at that point, okay, now, you know, they are mine in a sense, and I'm going to help you. So where do you want me to fit in? Then they may not bring that conversation to you, but it's okay for you to present that to them. Because if he comes and stays with you or visits or whatever, I know you don't think you're going to bring your laundry and just leave it here or whatever. The clothes that you brought, I don't know. But my point is that make sure that you get into a habit of expecting and requiring a grown-ass man to do grown-ass men things for himself, and to also help what he is now taking on and as his new responsibility. If he wants to date you, he's dating them anyway. Point blank, period. Again, this is not on the 4th and 5th date. This is after you've taken some time. This is after you've worked out the trust and you have really made sure that this is the type of person that needs to be in your children's life. Because everybody don't need to meet your children. Everybody don't need to come to your home. But if it gets to that point, this is the beauty of partnership. So, but again, if you were not making these things a priority for yourself and living like this Monday through Sunday anyway, it's going to be very hard to expect someone to come along and just lay all this stuff out for you with the red carpet. TT, please. So, that's what I wanted to share about those. What did I cover? I talked about, let's see if I can go back. We're like 16 minutes in. Just to recap, I touched on motherhood. Yes, we're our own little group, but then again, we're not. We're not going to use that as a crutch, and we're going to make it so that the things that we need to do to take care of ourselves, we make them a priority every day. We're going to use some kind of system to keep track of all these things. Whatever works for you, you'll have to fill in the blanks. There's so many tips and tricks on the internet and in blogs and different people who show you how to plan and time block and make these things so that it isn't overwhelming and it'll become a habit and a lifestyle. With that, your life will begin to not be just willy-nilly happening to you, at you, slapping you in the face, but it is going to be curated, cultivated, designed, and it is going to be exactly how you want it, exactly how you see it, exactly what you deserve, and exactly what makes you happy and fulfilled. You'll have free time. You'll have the trips and the vacations and the things that make you happy. Because with a happier mindset and a happier heart and a lighter heart, all the other things fall into place. I can't tell you how my life changed just with my thoughts alone. Then I started seeing the events fall into place because I started being more intentional about where my children and I were going and what we were going to experience and how we were going to live, But I had to do that. I said, get in, put your seatbelt on. I'm getting gas, I'm getting snacks, I'm getting activities, and we are going in this direction. And anybody that's going to join me on this journey, they can already see from my car how I roll. I'm not driving, no offense, but let's just paint a visual. I'm not driving a hoopty minivan with missing hubcaps and, dirty, blah, blah, blah. No. In my mind, I deserve a fully loaded Yukon with the tinted windows, a sunroof, and all the bells and whistles. And we are driving to Atlantic City. We're driving to New York. We're going wherever. Driving to the airport, wherever. Do you see how that visual, that image is like, okay, she ain't playing. You can tell how she is set up. So if you don't even have a car, you're not even walking toward me. But if you own a car dealership, your own, auto body repair shop, you might have something to work with, and then you can approach me in so many ways. And not just going back to romantic partners, but anything, opportunities, invitations, the respect level. I'm not out here experiencing people not holding the door open for me and my 2 kids and the dog. I'm not out here experiencing people giving me the side eye. I wonder, who does she think she is? Where she thinks she's going? Walking into this restaurant, walking into this venue, shopping at this place, going to yoga, going to whatever. Nobody is treating me like that, because I don't treat myself like that. So I'm not going to keep ranting and going on and on. But take your power back, create your life, get a planner, work on your categories, set goals for your mornings, your evenings, your night routine, whatever, and then mirror those goals around, or your routines around your life goals. So in a year, where will you be? In 5 years, how you looking? It better be better. You better be moving up. We all want to move. We all want to move up. We all want to move up. So I hope this video made sense. I hope this video is inspiring. And until the next video, I will talk to you later. Peace. Bye.